Alright guys, welcome back to the next episode of Director Chat. Today we're looking at the creepy world of Guillermo Del Toro, so let's get into it. Welcome back to the next episode of Director Chat, where I talk about directors. Today we're looking at Guillermo Del Toro. And before we do it, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for the algorithm. So let's get into it. In 1993 he directed Kronos, which was his first film. This was a Mexican independent horror drama film. This was Del Toro's first feature film. It is the first of several films in which he worked on with Lupe and Perlman. And a standalone sequel, We Are What We Are, came out in 2010. This stars Federico Lupi, Ron Perlman, Claudia Brooke, and Margarita Isabel. And it made $620,000 on a $2 million budget. So yeah, I've not seen this movie. Good reviews, but I haven't seen this movie. Then in 1997 we had Mimic. This was a science fiction horror film. It's based on the short story of the same name by Donald A. Wollheim, and it starred Maria Sorvino, Jeremy Northman, Josh Brolin, Giancarlo Gianni, Alexander Goodwin, F. Murray Abraham, Charles S. Dutton. It made $25.5 million, $30 million budget. Received mixed reviews. There was two sequels, Mimic 2, Mimic 3. They were direct-to-video, neither of which involved Del Toro. And there was talks of 2020, there was talks of a TV series. I don't know if that's still happening. I haven't seen this movie. I don't know if it's good or not. So, in 2001, we had The Devil's Backbone. This was a gothic horror film. It says Marissa Paredes, Eduardo Mariga, Fernando Telv, and Inigo Garcia. It made $6.5 million, a $4.5 million budget. I've not seen this movie either, so then in 2002 we had Blade 2. It's a superhero horror film, and it's based on Blade, and it's a sequel to the first Blade and the second film in the Blade trilogy. It stars Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, Ron Perlman, Lenore Varela, Norman Reedus, and Luke Rose, and it made $155 million on a $54 million budget. It received mixed reviews from critics, earning praise for its performances, atmosphere, direction, action sequences, although script and lack of character development have been criticized. It was followed by a sequel, Blade Trinity, and there was a TV series in 2006, and there will be one in the MCU. I like this movie. It's not as good as Blade 1, but yeah, so it's Blade 2. I enjoyed this movie. Then 2004, we had Hellboy. This was it's a superhero film. It's based on a Dark Horse character of the same name. It's the first installment in the franchise's live-action film series. This stars Ron Perlman, Selma Blair, Jeffrey Tambor, Carol Roden, Rupert Evans, and John Hurt. It made $99.8 million, a $66 million budget. It received positive reviews. Actually, I think this is probably my favorite Guillermo Del Toro movie. I just enjoyed this movie, so yeah, it's Hellboy, great movie. Then in 2006, we had Pan's Labyrinth, and this was a fantasy horror film. This starred Sergi Lopez, Maribel Verdú, Ivana Baquero, Doug Jones, Oriana Gil, and Alex Angulo. It made $83.9 million and $19 million budget. It received widespread critical acclaim, with mainly praise in the visual effects, direction, cinematography, and performances. I've not seen this movie, so there was going to be a sequel. 3993 was in production. However, Del Toro scrapped the project after signed to direct Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. I've not seen this movie, so yeah. Then in 2008, we had Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. The superhero film based on Dark Horse character Hellboy. It's a sequel to Hellboy and the second installment in the franchise live-action film series. This stars Ron Perlman, Selma Blair, Doug Jones, Jeffrey Tambor, and John Hurt. It made 168 million at 82.5 to 85 million dollar budget. Received positive reviews from critics who praised its fantasy atmosphere, as well as performance and the other cast action performances. There were talks of them being a sequel, but it got cancelled. Then we got a reboot in 2019 with David Harbour, which was terrible. That one's terrible, and then we're getting a new one, which I don't know what's coming out. I think it's coming out 2024, maybe. And this one's good. It's not as good as the first one, but this one's great. So, yeah, it's Hellboy 2 going on me. Then 2013, we have Pacific Rim. This was a science fiction monster film. This starred Charlie Hunnam, Idris Elba, Reniko Rikuti, Charlie Day, Rob Kaczynski, Max Martini, Rob Hellman, and it made $411 million, $180 to $200 million budget, and received very positive reviews. The visual effects, action sequences, performances, musical score, and nostalgia style were highly praised. While underperformed in the United States, it was high sales in other markets, thus becoming a box office success. And yeah, this was followed by a sequel, Pacific Rim Uprising, which was not directed by Del Toro, but yeah, it's not as good as the first one. But yeah, this is a great movie. So Pacific Rim. Then in 2015 we had Crimson Peak, which is a gothic romance film. It stars Mia Wasikowska, Jessica Chastain, Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Hunnam, and Jim Beaver. It made $74.7 million, $55 million budget. It received generally positive reviews from critics, with many praising the production by his performance and direction, but criticized the plot and characters. And this one's really good. I actually enjoy this movie, so that's Crimson Peak. Then in 2017 we had The Shape of Water. Now this was a romantic fantasy film. It stars Sally Hawkins, Michael Shannon, Richard Jennings, Doug Jones, Michael Stolberg, Bog, and Octavia Spencer. It made $195.3 million on a $19.5 to $20 million budget. It was acclaimed by critics who lauded his acting, screenplay, direction, visuals, production design, cinematography, and musical score. And this one is actually a good movie. The Shape of Water. Then in 2021 we had Nightmare Alley, which was a neo-noir psychological thriller. It's based on the 1946 novel of the same name. It's a second feature film by William Lindsay Graham. It's the second feature adaptation of Gresham's novel from the 1947 version. It made $39.6 million, $60 million budget, making it a box office bomb. But the film received generally positive reviews from critics who praised Del Toro's direction, cinematography, score, production design, and performance of Cooper and Blanchett, but criticized its the runtime. This starred Bradley Cooper, Kate Blanchett, Toni Collette, William Dafoe, Richard Jenkins, Rooney Mara, Ron Perlman, Mary Steenburgen, and David Strathairn. And yeah, I actually saw it at the cinemas, and yeah, this was actually a good movie. So and finally, in 2022, we had Guillermo Del Toro's Pinocchio. This is stop motion animated musical dark fantasy comedy drama film. It's based on the adventures of Pinocchio by Carlo Collodi, and illustrations by Grice Grimley. It starred Ian McGregor, David Bradley, Gregory Mann, Ben Gorman, Ron Palmer, John Turturro, Finn Wolfhard, Kate Blanchett, Tim Blake Nelson, Christopher Waltz, Tilda Swinton. It made $108,035 million budget, and this was released on Netflix. The film received critical acclaim from critics who lauded its animation, visuals, music, story, racial and voice acting, and yeah, this sounds a really good movie. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I watched this as a really good movie. You can watch it on Netflix. And yeah, so that's Guillermo Del Toro. I don't think he's made a bad movie. I think all of them are good. So yes, guys, don't watch my video. I'll see you next one. Bye.